Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Statesmanship Project. In this episode, I want to discuss the difference between a State of the Union citizen and an American national. If you listened to my last video, I tried to discuss what a State of the Union citizenship was, or citizenship, what a State of the Union citizen is. That sounds right. Anyway, so if you're curious, you can look into that video, but I'll give you a brief summary here. Essentially, what you're doing is establishing yourself as a living man or woman, sovereign under God, on land jurisdiction. You are removing yourself entirely from the jurisdiction of the corporation known as the United States government and all of its sub-corporations known as state and other locality, municipality governments. And by doing this, you are setting yourself up as a sovereign individual. This is different from a sovereign citizen, which is a redundancy and also a term used by the federal government to demonize people who wish to claim sovereignty under God. So a sovereign citizen is a redundancy. It's like saying a shrimp. Because a citizen with a capital C is a sovereign man or woman in this country. A lowercase citizen means that you are an employee of the corporation, and they are allowed to use you as collateral for their debts. And so the difference between a State of the Union citizen, which means you have declared your loyalty to the body of people, of living men and women, within a particular geographic area, which is the status that Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin all had. They were State of the Union citizens, even though it may not have been specifically or explicitly called that. Thomas Jefferson was a Virginian. He was not an American. This is something we have to get back to in terms of understanding who we are as a people. But I digress. An American national is a status created by the corporation so that anyone who wishes to attempt to leave the corporation is still attached to it and contractually bound to it. By declaring yourself as an American national, you have agreed to uphold and abide by all of the laws of the federal government, of the United States Corporation, which means you effectively haven't done anything other than file a bunch of paperwork that doesn't help you in the end, because they still have jurisdiction over you. And that is what we want to separate. We want to recognize that we are sovereign under God, and their jurisdiction does not apply to us, but they are subject to our sovereignty. If we choose to have them do something for us, that is our right, but they work for us. And if we choose to establish our own government, our new system, we have every right to do that as well. This is the only way that governments truly have authority or power. The governed have given consent to the government, and it is a limited consent. And nobody understands that anymore. Everybody thinks that, the government is the ruling body, and we have to do what they say. No, the people are the ruling body. God is the ruling body. We are subject to His jurisdiction above all others. And we have rights and privileges granted to us by Him, and we have to abide by those. And we institute governments to ensure that those rights are protected, and those that would violate said rights are punished or prevented from accessing the people of said country. And so as an American national, you do not establish this sovereignty. You do not declare your loyalty. You do not make a proclamation of independence from their system. You are assuming a status that their system has created in an attempt to free yourself of the system. And if you see how this is nonsensical, then you will understand why you need to be a State of the Union citizen. It's a little bit like being kidnapped, and then instead of escaping the house that the kidnapper has you locked in, you go into a separate room and lock yourself in that room. You're still locked in the kidnapper's house. He just can't get direct access to you. Or you could get out of the house entirely, which is what State of the Union citizenship does. Get you out of their house entirely. There's a lot more to understand as you delve into it, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And I'm not sure if this clarifies the distinction between State of the Union citizen and American national, but I hope it offers a little bit of clarity and further distinction. I hope this has been helpful. This is a short one today. I hope this information that I'm presenting to you is meaningful and useful to you in some way. And if so, be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe. And otherwise, I hope you have a good day.